Congress did consider something else this week, and that is sanctions on Iran, which is very interesting. The Secretary of State John Kerry is involved in these negotiations with Iran. We're trying to get them to cut back their nuclear program in return for lifting some of the sanctions. Meanwhile, Congress is going, some members of Congress at least, want to go full speed in the opposite direction, right?
I think you can safely say most members of Congress want this.
Get a little closer to the microphone if you can. Yeah,
it's the Democratic leadership that's kind of holding off a vote on this to kind of give Kerry and Biden. Vice President Biden came into Congress on Wednesday as well to talk to members of the Senate Banking Committee.
The president spoke about it yesterday.
He got a question that was not about health care yesterday. One question that was about Iran. And the message is just give us a few more days to finalize this deal. And for now, it looks like the Senate is going to give them that time and give them this little bit of space to see if they can finalize a deal that winds down their nuclear program a little bit and then lifts some of the sanctions.
Right. So it's interesting to me, the politics of this, because there often you hear these, so why aren't we talking, right? Why aren't we at least sitting down to try to talk to them? And that's what Kerry is trying to do, right? But the hardliners are saying, no, we have to put more sanctions on, and these talks will never go anywhere.
Right. And the argument, too, there is we put these sanctions on to begin with, and this is why you're talking now. And we don't think your deal goes far enough, so we need to have even more sanctions to get them to where we want them to be. It's trying to drag Iran to the U.S. hawkish position, essentially.
To what, and sort of downplaying the potential of these talks, can you tell to what extent the this movement toward tougher sanctions and not giving the talks more time is a result of Benjamin Netanyahu and the Prime Minister of Israel, who is very opposed to any deal with Iran?
Sure. I mean, I think, how politically sensitive all Israeli issues are in Congress, and it's you want to be on the right side of that issue. You want to be a friend of Israel, and I think that is definitely driving a lot of this talk. Senator McConnell, the minority leader, said he wants to ratchet up sanctions, and his leadership team wants to as well. And a lot of the things they were saying were directly in line with what Benjamin Netanyahu was saying about the proposed Iran deal. Right.
Yeah. So give peace a chance. Not getting much of a hearing in the Senate these days, but for the time being, you think they will give the administration a little more time?
I mean, it's a calendar issue, and the Senate expects to leave next week, and the time they would vote on these Iran sanctions would be on this defense bill, and if they don't finish this defense bill next week, there won't be any votes on the Iran sanctions until December, and Kerry will have his time because the negotiations pick up next week.